Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today, what we're going to be doing is Final Cut Pro. We're going to be reviewing the last information that I had up, and we're going to post it on DCTV and Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And then we're going to post it on Spotify, the throwback records. So, give me just a second, okay? So let's start from the beginning. That's an error right there. She tickles me so much when she says that, Dr. Kimberly. I wish I put that on a huge wish, but I know the man isn't going to give me that much power. I'm just kidding. You know, we all have channels. We all have different channels. We all are our own channel, but we are all tuned in partially to the same network. And some of us have different networks we're tuned into, like maybe a government network or a state network or a whatever network. You know, it may be an extra network different than all the other networks. So therefore that network looks bad for, you know, they may be in tune to all the networks that the regular people are in tune in, but probably have other networks. You know, just FYI. And so these channels are geared towards bringing things of abundance to us. You know, my story is different, but everybody else's story, you know, of abundance, you know, if you pray for it, I'm pretty sure it'll happen, you know, and she said she don't know where she got writing a script from. And so I tied it to different channels and networks of people. She said she don't know. And so I tied it to the first instantaneous thought I thought of was channels and us being channels and having different networks. The same network. We're in tune to the same network, but there are multiple networks. There's no way in hell of it that there is no multiple networks around us that we can't communicate with or be around simultaneously without it being just human. We're in tune to the human network, but what about the dinosaur network? What about the our distant selves that talk through us? I know one thing. She said 5-star cuisine. I know I can never get any ice cream, gold ice cream that's 10,000 or $100,000 a pop. You know, to take 3 bites and be full. I know I can never afford that. To eat a banana that costs $2.3 million. You know, whatever the case may be. You know, maybe one day I'll leave it up in the air. But yeah. 5-star cuisine is for me. I'm like, okay, I want a 5-star cuisine, but without the 5-star cuisine prices. But I don't want a TV dinner 5-star cuisine because it's all frozen, you know. But, you know, me getting a 5-star cuisine, God, 2 places off my bucket list I would like to go. Japan, definitely Tokyo, and very friendly ally country, and um, United Kingdom. But I have to censor myself, literally. I can, and I can do it, but I'm in America, home of the brave, where you can say whatever, practically whatever you want without threatening somebody harm or physical damage to their body and actually acting on it. You know, I don't do any of that. All I say is, how I feel about the process. I'm like, think about this, you guys. If somebody wanted to do harm to you, wouldn't you say, I want to defend myself? That's why we have the government, the God slash take out the D, put the V. That's why we have the government. I mean, that's just crazy how, I look online and I see different murderers and different cybersecurity people and different pedophiles just getting caught left and right, and I'm thankful that it's making America one step closer to being safer. 25,000 out of 300. We don't have many people here in the United States. The United States to fit billions of people. We only have 330 to 40 million people here. So talk about the statistics on that. 25,000, less than 1% or 2%. 25,000 people on a banana boat coming here, drugs, patiently waiting for somebody to sit up there and administer it and die. It's happened to people, it's happened to everybody. Someone you know has died. Someone you know is an addict. And if you don't know one, well, welcome. You're welcome. I'm an ex-addict. And someone knows someone that's an addict and we're tired. I'm tired of seeing drugs. I want it to be a drought. I don't care what people think about me. If I can save 25,000 people and 25,000 people hate me, well, I did my job. I'd rather the hate than to sit up there and have to worry about 25,000 people dropping. Not, I don't care if I was in that position. I can tell she talks a lot about journaling, just like I do. Journaling is a very therapeutic thing to do, to journal your thoughts. That way you know what's on your mind. I never journal about what I talk about on my show. I never journal about that. I journal about my future in my paperwork. I will never, ever leave my stuff unattended, my paperwork, because it's my lifeline. It is my lifeline. And I don't need someone looking at my lifeline altering it, you know. That would be a horrendous thing. So journaling is a great way, therapeutic way of getting your thoughts out on whatever your desires are. Get them out on paper. If you have a problem, let's say with anxiety, branch off what makes you feel like you have anxiety. With me, threats of maybe rejection, but I flip it. I say, you can hate me, fine. But I'm not the one that's going to hate you. I'll just sit up there. I may sit up there and talk smack, but God knows that I'm only doing that because I'm probably most likely hurt of the fact that you did something to me. And that's on God and beyond that. If you want to hurt me on purpose, fill me up, buttercup, just to let me down. Y'all all know that song. If you want to keep doing that, then that's on you. You have to deal with that. I've never in my entire life built someone up to let them down. Because you're an agent, possibly. She said, I wrote down the date and the time. I don't know why I did that. Oh man, these agents. She said this turned into script writing, into journal writing, and she keep repeating, I don't know where this came from. Sort of like what the guy did like a week ago, when he's I'm adamant. I never been here before, you know. She and I got the same values, history, she said historic values, and everything else. Hold on, let me rewind. History. That's what if you don't know nothing about your history, God be with you. You're just an outlier wasting skin and bones. If you don't learn about your history or want to know about your history, that is like a waste of skin and bones, because I want to know as much as I can about my history, whether good or bad. I want to know about my history. I loathe learning about my history. I want to know who created me. Why did they created me? Obviously, there's a lot of people came here looking for real estate and they found something on earth that they like. And so they'd rather be okay with being underground or wherever under the water just to bypass a human knowing who they are until they are ready to be shown. So yeah. She said down to earth food. Have y'all heard of down to earth food? Like down to earth food, I like that. I like that saying. Down to earth. Basically basic stuff like basic products, but possibly exotic at the same time. Down to earth. I like that. You can tell that she's not an agent, y'all. I was just playing. Sometimes I play around with myself, but you know, plausible, could be, but can't prove it. So moving on, this person is from LA, which she's been on the set of HBO and a lot of major networks. And she's telling me a story about how she felt about being on HBO and other sets. So the one that interviewed the elderly lady on Titanic, she worked with on the movie set of Titanic. The one that interviewed the elderly lady on the set of, I done had some pretty cool, yeah. She said cut her teeth, and what she mean by that is like, you know how a child, when they're a baby, they gum and they cut their teeth as a baby, you know. So, you know, I give it to people like Elon Musk. You know, he's bringing back a planet that is completely like at least 70 to 80% dead with life on certain sectors of it. She said she been on Nickelodeon too. Don't you hate when your eyes just feel funny and you have to blink them? Nickelodeon, Disney, HBO. She looks like the type that they will pick for a lot of good casting. She fits the description. She can I can pick a video that she can be on. Not a Geico commercial, but probably if I had to pick her for anything, she would be on some type of infomercial she belongs on. She would fit right in her face, her hair, her petiteness. It would fit right into what she is doing. Oh, exactly, 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 exactly. When you're from the South, you're automatically trusting. That is exactly how I am. Because I was raised from the South, and people take advantage of that. I wasn't even about to talk about that. She said that right on time. She said, then you get in an industry and everybody's competing for each other's script. Just imagine what it took to get in those positions that they had to get into in order. But I give it to them. I'm not saying that whatever they did, I don't want to know. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I don't care to know, you know. But they get up. What are the positives, the SWOT analysis, their strengths. They get up every morning, and they work vigorously, long hours a day, taking pictures, signing autographs, and doing everything they're supposed to do. Their weaknesses is just what I said. They have I don't want to know what they had to do. They compete for their scripts, and sometimes that means either someone's death or someone's downfall or someone's blacklisted, you know, and it's obvious. I mean, I'm not saying, Hollywood is bad. I mean, we see the same people almost all the time. Me not looking at them, they're going to still be there. They're still generating money. Their opportunities are they they have a camera. That is their opportunity. Whoever invented the freaking camera, you know, they have an opportunity to create a video, a podcast, anything in the world and create this. You know, I appreciate the opportunities that Hollywood has given us. I'm in a different realm. I'm with why is my stuff moving? I'm in a different realm. I'm different realm. And their threats are people who a threat is kind of people like me. I'm not trying to be a pest. I'm not trying to be, someone who, antagonize or complain a lot. I just call it like I said. If you're mistreating me, I'm gonna complain. Don't get mad because I complain on you for mistreating me. That means that you don't care and you just want to mistreat me because it's your own selfish reason. That's sick. That's mentally twisted. To all those people who have done it. I understand what you're saying. She said she can't say a lot about it. I feel your pain. I feel Hollywood pain. That's another threat. Being able to say how you feel and what your plans are, but cannot say it. That's the spell. To never tell what you're doing or about to do. That's another place I would like to go, to Paris. Not like John Denver or what's that movie? Not Inception. Final Destination. Um, Not in that way, but I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I want to see it close up. I want to be able to kiss the pole and not have to look at a picture and stuff. I can't believe she said the ending words 2023. Oh man, it feels like yesterday. It was 2 years ago, 2023. 3 years ago, 2022. 2022. I mean, 2022. That's when, or was it 2022, 23, or 224? When was the war? When did the war start between Putin and Vladimir Zelensky? I don't know. 222, 2022. That's when the portal opened. I won't guarantee nothing, you guys, but from here on out, I'll try my best to not uh I like I said before prior, if I complain there's a reason. But I'll try my best not to make judgments. And that's what I've been.
Brett, thank you. We will turn to breaking news right now. The president, who is on a call right now with service members on this Thanksgiving, just broke some news about the two guardsmen that were shot in Washington yesterday. There he is right now speaking to those members. He just announced that one of those guardsmen, the female, Sarah Beckstrom, The 20-year-old from West Virginia has passed away. That is coming
So
directly from
there
the
was so who got
president.
caught for shooting these two National Guard members? A death for a death. A death for a death. That's only equal, right? Two National Guard members got shot. One is dead. All because someone hatred. They're doing their job protecting, and someone invaded their freaking space by shooting them. Because that's what they think they can do. Now I want to know, Lil Grok, if the person that shot them has been caught. That's all I want to know right now. And then I'll come back to this. Is the person that shot is the person that shot a National Guard woman contained in jail? Good. Afghan member, 29-year-old Afghan national member. He was also shot during the incident near the White House and hospitalized with, as usual, non-life-threatening injury. He faces federal charges. You know, my brother, he went down for making terroristic threats, waving a gun. Now, this terrorist faces federal charges for terrorism with potential penalties up to life in prison. People like my brother and people like him should get life in prison. No, 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 no. Or the death penalty. No, no. It needs to be the death penalty. I'm tired of seeing these murderers get off. They invade people's privacy because they think they can do it. Authorities have described the attack. They invade your computers, they invade your information, they invade your phones, they invade your brain, they invade your house, they invade your car, they put stuff on your car, and they act like it's okay. Like that's how freaking messed up these criminals' minds is. They think that what they're doing is okay. Now, if we can invent a drug to make them think sane, no, not this baby drug stuff that, oh, okay, to up the serotonin. No, literally make them think a certain way. If we can't change them, then dispose of them. Now I'll come back to this. If I could, I would move to Washington, D.C. if I could, because I know, like, I'm not talking about DC as in the ghetto in DC. I'm talking about uptown where I know National Guard is walking around keeping me safe. You know, I'm not talking about black people at all, but we all can agree that going to the ghetto and trying to live, whether it be a Hispanic ghetto, a poor white ghetto, or even a black ghetto, is a death sentence for me. She said that very well. Everybody, y'all can agree that we don't always think we're beginning nothing something in life. We always think that we're just going about the motions or something. I want y'all to close your eyes for a second and look at everything you have possibly done positive in your life and pat yourselves on the back for that. The negative stuff, repent for. Repent for and try not to repeat it again. This is freaking me out. This is freaking, I know it's freaking a lot of people out that actually watch and is listening and watch me way too much on the computer. What she is saying right now. She says you store food in a pouch and you wait until you leave in order to do something. I get what she's saying. It's freaking me out. I already edited this, but I have to make sure that every part is good. So when I submit it to these three companies, I can submit it to them as well off camera. I have to say, you guys, I have to say about relationships. The positive is that you have somebody to love you. The negative is the smotherness of a relationship where people want to smother you and hinder you from doing what you want to do because they want you to themselves. Now, if you're in a relationship, both male and female like that, I suggest you get out because that's toxic. Some people don't want to get out because they don't want to be alone, but I'm telling you, being alone closer to God, maybe that's what it's about. Knowing people, we must know people. We have to know people, but getting to know ourselves instead of everyone else to gain whatever it is your desires is trying to gain, whether negative or positive. Um, yeah, I suggest you get out of that relationship. If you don't, I see so many ABC. I don't watch ABC, CBS, or anybody no more right now until I move. But if you see, I suggest you get out. If you see people, you know, on TV dying every day, dying for dumb reasons. One guy sat up there and killed his wife. First, he drugged her with a bunch of sleeping medicine, and then he smothered her. And then he called 911 saying he was trying to resuscitate her when he never resuscitated her because he was never in sweat, nor did he try to resuscitate her. Another situation, a woman, a Hispanic woman, um, claimed she was 14, claimed to be pregnant by a black man that was getting ready to go to the Marines. Him and his friends set up a plot to pretend like he's sending text messages back and forth to his friends while they strangle, rape, and kill this woman. Her body was blown up like a balloon with a sock in her mouth. The only thing he can think of that they made sure they say is that when he tried to kill her the first time, she started gurgling. She started gurgling, and my heart goes out to that poor girl. And all these murderers know what that sound. I don't know what that sound like, but most of these murderers know what that sound is, and y'all sicken me, like seriously. Ask yourself this: try a little bit of everything. Don't be a white person say, I don't want to listen to black music because they black, or a black person say, I don't want to listen to white music because I'm black, or try to cross over both parties, even the Hispanic party, and say, I don't want to cross over because this isn't what I'm looking for. If you don't try, what do you think God wants you to do, or beyond that? Do you think God is just alone, like, oh, I'm alone, I don't like black people, or I'm alone, I don't like white people? Like, God is diverse. Or I don't like LGBT, the LGBT, like, oh my God, she's talking about us. But yeah, like God don't sit up there and discriminate against people, you know. So that's how I feel about that. I have never discriminated upon people. It came off bad, and I hate that it always come off bad and make me look like the prejudiced one. But if I had no intentions on befriending or getting to know a white person, I would not have them on my show at all. I am not using a white person. She said, I look like I don't have a problem with finishing the task, but you know, I do. I do. I just can't stop from completing a task. So she's right. She's right. And that's what makes me think that this woman is like an agent. How do I look like I can't finish a task? I mean, I'm in an apartment, a small apartment. Obviously I don't have good credit like that. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? You can figure me out. One chair in the background, got that from the VA. One poster in the background, bought that. A coffee maker, a wall, not much direction. A TV, cat a corner, the only way for you to know that I finish things or attempt to finish things is if you know my record. People study for this. Agents, You know, you watch white chicks, you see how they went undercover. Ah, ha, 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 ha. They go undercover, literally. That's real. You never know who could be the FBI, but they still give code words just like everyone else. Like what she just said to me. You probably look like you know, you do such XYZ. And I'm like, am I about to receive money? My hand itch. My hand never itches. Those type of people are hard to come by. And you can tell she's one of them. How I can tell is what she said. She talked about giving. She talked about, Hollywood and how people compete for their um, casting and how she don't really like to compete like that. She talked about different things, and you can tell. I need some music here. It may be the same music, but it's not music. It's so it will not have mess up on what just happened? Being dependent on coffee is something that we all possess. And it's like society says that that is normal. To be addicted to coffee is okay. No matter how you see it, you go to Starbucks, you like, okay, we got a Starbucks for this, we got a um, Burger King coffee, McDonald's coffee, coffee is okay. It's caffeine, but it's okay for the most part. It's not like a mushroom or a hallucinogen or a major drug. It's just caffeine with cocoa beans. She said that it's the kind of job she spreaded her vulnerability, and I hope that I caught that. She said that she drunk to go to sleep because she was so amped up on caffeine. I don't know how many people do. I've never done that before, and I'm an honest person. I did drink, but I never drunk to go. I drunk to go to sleep before, but I never drunk after caffeine to go to sleep. I've used alcohol to go to sleep, but I've never literally drunk after drinking caffeine all day just to go to sleep. That is a serious addiction. She said something about cigarettes. She used to smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke no more. But I used to smoke cigarettes. I don't like smoke. I don't even like the smell of smoke no more. I don't ever want to be around another cigarette. It stinks. It's putrid. It caused me to pass out. It caused me to behave you know, like a lab rat. You had to pay, cigarettes, y'all, $18 in New York City. Almost $18, if not $18 in New York City. That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm not spending no $18 when it could go to gas, it could go to penny stocks, it can go to anything other. It can be saved. They got Ford stock. Symbol F is going for $14 and it's been in a positive for months now. And I'm like, okay, since it's been in positive for months, that lets me know that I'm getting a profit. So I'm saying to myself, $18 to poison myself versus a $14 stock that's indefinite and you know, so yeah. I gotta give it to her, y'all. I'm not prejudiced, but I know she had it bad as a black woman. Getting a doctorate is something, you know, one, she has a strike because she's a woman. Two, she has a strike because she's a black woman in certain cities and states. Now, I have the perfect example. I've been calling around to communities to try to get into a place. And I decided to call the state of Montana. And I was so flabbergasted and surprised at the way they were playing dumb. I don't know if my call was intercepted. I don't care. But they had it down to the T. I asked them a certain amount of information and they wouldn't give me no information like a regular landlord. Now, if I was white, I hate to say it, This would be flipped around and it would be totally different. One lady harassed me. She was ready for me to argue and I just hung up on her. She called me to argue. She literally called me to argue from Montana. No reason. No reason. Ready to argue. So much hate. Black people do the same thing. You go to predominantly black communities, like, for example, in Africa, white women are dying. They look at white women as a delicacy in Africa. So yeah, man, it's just crazy. She just said that she felt like killing herself. Now she combined a lot of things in here. She combined cigarettes, which gives you negative thoughts. Come on now, you drink, you take some poison. You think you're going to think positive? She drunk, which is poison. It's alcohol poisoning. It's poisoning, which causes negative pattern thinking, depending on what kind of alcohol or spirit, quote unquote, you drink. So you got all of these elements: cigarette smoking, caffeine, up, down, caffeine up, cigarettes plateau, drinking down, back up in the morning, that down, it's a terrible roller coaster. She says she's the first person in her family to get a doctorate. So I'm the first person in my family to attempt for a double master's. You give me a double master's, I don't need a doctorate. Because I proved my point that whatever you have to go through to get a doctorate, that I can get a double master's instead. I proved that I can review and revamp and do the work, and I can do what I can do. Now, I got a plan B for if my teacher decides to fail me. I'm going to challenge the grade, and then I'm going to sit up there and not even I won't even talk about it no more. I won't even say what I'm going to do because what I'm about to do is going to make UMGC look bad for them playing games with me and my education. Not only did she pass the bar, I'm not reading her bio now. Not only did she pass the bar, but she sat up there and she got her doctorates. I watched this already. I edited it, but she already hitting it. She said, try to diversify universities. Black people aren't diversified enough at universities, and it shows. And that's why I'm advocating. One lady said to me, she's proud of me and she hopes that I succeed in this battle, this invisible battle fight between people that want to see me expelled and people that don't want to see me doing bad. I never plagiarized. I only told the truth. I never cursed. I never threatened. So I'm in the clear. If I ever get expelled for a dumb, minute, absurd, stupid, illiterate reason, y'all look bad. If I stay there, y'all still look bad. If I leave, y'all still look bad. Because it shouldn't have to take this much crap in order to proceed with giving me my grade. I remember I took one doctorate class and got an A. I proved my point. I worked with two different teachers for a 12 or a 16-week course. Don't tell me I can't work with nobody when I was in a doctorate class and I had to go through classes and I got an A in one of my classes. So don't tell me I'll take that A at the University of Phoenix for my doctorate's class. I'll take my master's plus my other master's. Hand it over. I deserve it. I earned it. I worked for it. I'm not going to let nobody slow me down. As soon as you slow me down, I will put myself in a managerial position and take over. I'm talking to a lawyer. I love talking to lawyers. All race lawyers. I talked to this one lady, she was Caucasian and she was from LA, and I got to talk to her. Great lawyer, great defense lawyer. I've been going to school for 20 years, ever since Daymar Technical College, Millermont Technical College, Hopkinsville Community College, Hawaii Pacific University, Baltimore City Community College. Coppin State, graduated a year later and was able to talk to professors with dignity and statistics physically, not virtually, but physically. I've been in school physically for years. Years, y'all. Years. I should have a doctorate by now. Two doctorates. And what I don't get is how somebody trying to frame me to make me look like I'm the combative one. I told him in a video how I feel. I'm not going back on no word that I ever told any of the staff. I could have asked her what school did she go to. She said that they had a core structure that was good. Her core structure was good, but her sentence structure wasn't good, and it was going to get hard on the third semester. The third semester, I was told, then you have to pick a dissertation. So I planned it just right. I took a class, got my feet wet, just in case I can go back to University of Phoenix to take my doctorate's class. Who knows? So that's one thing. She said she would go downstairs or upstairs and she would put proposal, make up proposals in at 6 in the morning. So obviously between that time, if she wakes up at 6, give her take an hour or 30 minutes, she has to shower, or maybe she'll do her project and then shower between 8 or 9. But however she do it, I'm not trying to figure out her life story, but however she do it, she was stressed. Smoking cigarettes caused me to pass out, and that's why I don't smoke no more. Not because of any other reason, but because I know personally it kills people. I know personally I can't afford to do it. I know personally it's not good for you. I know personally it will kill you. Did I mention it will kill you? Oh my God, Krispy Kreme. You know what I do remember? She brought up Krispy Kreme. I thought up Waffle House. Man, I remember the Waffle House. Now, all my East Coast, mid East Coast people between North Carolina, I've never seen a Waffle House up north, probably down south, southeast coast. So yeah, they used to have Waffle Houses, and you'd be like going to the Waffle House. It's sort of like aha, I don't know if they still got it or not, but the Waffle House was hitting. That's how I do, man. Sometimes it's a blur what I eat, but me, you know, I I can't afford to eat out. So I buy little knickknacks for the home that can last me, you know, a while. And I love eating healthy now. Oh my God, she was on the Washington Baltimore Turnpike. Oh man. That's another hint. That's near Fort Meade. Baltimore, Fort Meade, and then Washington, D.C. And that's why. That is why I think that we need something for all races, an equal type of chemical that causes a grandiose enlightenment within us that combines with technology, to keep us from smoking, to keep us from negative thoughts or delusions, to keep us from doing negative things. Yeah, this is the baby. The pills that they got, they don't have chemical, nano neural chemistry at the VA. They don't have those broadcasts. They just got the basics like like radiology and stuff. But I'm pretty sure, come on now, a government building not experimenting with nanochemistry. I like this woman. She's pretty cool. I know Simone Biles had the same problem where Charlie Kirk was like, when black people get put to the test of challenging positions, they back out. That was his perspective in that black women don't have the brain capacity. Now, RIP to Charlie Kirk. And at first, instead of sitting up there going against it, I questioned it. What if he was right? That is a good point, but it's not right. It's not accurate because there are a lot of black women that are smart. Like I've interviewed like her, like other black women, you know, it's what has been given to us that has kept us oppressed, that put us in a position that when we get into that position, our environment didn't teach us how to handle that position. Oh my God, she said she lived on the Eastern Shore. That is Harriet Tubman's campground. So she lived on the Eastern Shore, and that's 3 hours away. You got to go over that big old bridge. Oh my God, that bridge. I never got to drive on it, but I got to drive through as a person. I remember my first time at the Eastern Shore, I was at the beach with my Aunt Frida and stuff, and I saw the crabs on it was beautiful, it was peaceful. And then the second time I went, I don't, mm. I like her. She said next level madness. I like that saying, next level madness. That's another thing. McDonald's, I love you. I ate what did I eat yesterday? A steak and egg sandwich. That's what I ate yesterday. All I asked, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, major outlets, is that we need something in these products that is not going to only cause us to be sort of addicted, because that's what it causes. It has ingredients that causes us to be addicted, but enlighten us. You know, Bill Gates is talking about um, meat that is technology meat, some type of technology meat. So we have to think about that as well. Why would he want to build that? We have a bunch of people here right now on speed dial, not my speed dial, but on speed dial, that can take us around the world, take us to Mars in 26 months, float on a boat. They all float, ride on an Amtrak train, CEO of that. We got so many things on speed dial. Jeff Bezos stay down the street from where I live. And I've never seen Jeff Bezos. Is it Jeff Bezos? Someone said it was Jeff. He stays in the uppitiest neighborhood. And I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be there where I can walk down the street and not have to worry about being shot or beat up or badly bruised or anything. I can just literally walk free. Free. because there's too much security. There's too much, you know how they say too legit to quit, too much security to do shit. You will get fed time. The FBI will be involved. I think Jeff Bezos is moving. I, I want to know. I want to know one of the top official CEOs of either Amazon, I think it is Jeff Bezos, or another Virgin. No, that's Charles. That's Branson. That's Richard Branson. Not him. So it is Jeff Bezos. He's planning on moving out of Seattle, out of this area. Um, I could be wrong. It's four of them: Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. He doesn't stay here though. Elon Musk. He stays. He has somewhere in California. Um, Mark Zuckerberg, which his stuff is on one hacker way. I know your address. Um, and it's some the guy who you can go around the world with out of the all the spheres, outer space, basically, that is. And he sat up there and had Katy Perry and the African American woman and two other individuals go outer space. You know, I got to give it to them. They contributing. I know they've been outer space before, but I cannot prove it. But they're contributing to a cause of the first people to actually program it and be on TV of going outer space, you know, around the circle. You can do this, girl. Whatever the race, you can do this because I can see the nervousness. She's describing her vulnerabilities, which is um she said that she was standing at 12 o'clock and it was a big corporate law firm, and she's describing her experience. Imagine working 70 hours, 80 hours a week, you know. How? 24, 24 is 48. 48 plus 48 is 96. So that's 3 to 4 days. You're working basically, if you split it up in 12-hour segments, 14 to 16 hours a day. Then go back to DC after working till 7, 10 o'clock at night. Do you know how scary it is to be in DC at 7 to 10 o'clock at night? You don't know what you're getting from DC, who you're going to get in front of, what could happen. When I was in DC, you never know what you were going to get. You had the sniper, the DC sniper when I was in high school, you know, crazy people. Every time I saw a van, I would think that that was my last day of living. Then I would see the Metropolitan Police and I'd be like, I'm safe, you know, just craziness. She says she's wired at this point. She just said time for a glass of wine. I give her credit for getting up every day and going to work. Everybody may get up, but at least 95% of the people don't want to get up. They would rather, if you had to choose between a day of staying at home and a day of working, 9 times out of 10, with 1% people saying, well, I will go to work, 90% of us would say, I'd rather stay at home and get paid to stay at home. You know, people don't do stuff like that for no reason, to do acupuncture and put spells, say spells, and withdraw the acupuncture to extract that negative energy out of you. You know, the VA does acupuncture. What I don't understand is if 20 years go down the road, what can we do that we haven't done in the past 20 years that we can do for the present and the future 20 years? Where is it at? Where is it at? There it is. Okay, so Okay. Fiddlesticks. Cancel. Michelle Thompson, Holly, Hester. Featuring Holly, Hester, and Michelle Thompson. Okay, and now here, and that's all I need to do. You know, I could, but I'm not. Go to Matchmaker. What negative news? I'm gonna go to him first. Mm. Oh, my bad. My apologies. Please give me one more time. How about tomorrow? Did you send the bio and pic to the Kimberly Cloud Show at Yahoo? My apologies. He's probably gonna say he's not interested. Okay. Okay. I understand that you're struggling, but you're dwelling on struggling, which leads me to believe you're a fake account. Let me block him. Report conversation because it's going nowhere. This user appears to be fake. Fake user. Damn it. Going down the list. They said the exact same thing. Report conversation. Appears to be fake. Report and block user. Okay, I'll leave it alone. Okay. So now what? Okay, taking way too long. Okay, so now we got I'll do this behind the scenes because I want to get back on here. So, pretty much I'm gonna do this, send it off behind the scenes because I gotta email the lovely ladies too. So, when I do this behind the scenes, I hope they get their message in an efficient and productive manner. Other than that, I hope you guys take care, be safe, man. Make sure whether white, black, Hispanic, that you advocate for what's right. You know, what's right is what's right. There is no black and white line like that. And what I mean by that is it's black and white, but there's an invisible line that makes that black and white work. The white works with black ink to make educational, productive, critical thinking statement of what is possibly to come in your life and what's on your mind, you know, and what's your desires, how you going to treat your family, everything, you know. That's why I choose what I say carefully. You know, sometimes I apologize to those I hurt. Um, people have feelings though. People have feelings. We all have feelings. And if I went to the FBI and I said something about his life or her life that maybe they never told nobody on their squad or on their team, and I smeared it and made them look bad, they would automatically arrest me and sit up there and do whatever it is they do. And I can prove that that will happen because when I was in Pennsylvania, I hit a nerve with a doctor for telling the truth. People like me, when I challenge people, they they get mad, they get angry. I don't get why when I challenge people they get aggressive or they want to get even because I'm telling you about yourself. I'm reflecting what it is that you are. And some people can't take that. And that's what Charlie Kirk did. You know, his name was CK311. My name is KC113. So we had a lot in common. You know, when mothers choose names of their children, they it's not mysteriously. I may have disagreements with Charlie Kirk, like I said about the black race, but I don't hate nobody. Could we agree on that? That I am not going to hate him because of what he said about me and my race. I let God judge Charlie Kirk's fate, whether heaven or hell, or like the FBI said, in a realm, a heavenly realm full of Asgards and stuff of that nature. See you in the Asgards, brother. That's what you said to Charlie Kirk. So some type of phrase you said. I don't think it was the Asgards, but I looked it up and they talk about between heaven, the a male heaven, where Cash Patel said that Charlie Kirk is going. He said he's going to a heavenly um, male type war heaven. And I feel like right now, Charlie Kirk, he deserved to go to heaven. He had his opinions, but he deserved to go to heaven. And it's not my up to me. I don't hold the pen with the flick of the pen. If it was up to me, he'd go to heaven. I would educate him about what he said. He was young, but he'd go to heaven. Just because he spew out what he said doesn't make him a bad person. We say stuff we don't mean all the time. If I have to judge Charlie Kirk without giving my opinion on why I wanted to challenge Charlie Kirk, I would have to judge myself, which I do, on my character and how I make mistakes. Okay. Well, y'all take care. It's about that time. I have stuff to do off camera. Y'all have a marvelous, marvelous Thanksgiving. I'm glad that you tuned in with me. I'm really happy that you decided to tune in with me. Like, you could have been anywhere right now for an hour and 50 minutes. Some of y'all haters is like, well, I just wanted to see what you were doing. But other people like, we stayed on because a job well done, Cloud. And I pat myself on the back. you know um I just want to make it. What is so hard about wanting to make it? When people are in power, that shouldn't be. They control. That's why I feel like it should be equal Democrats and Republicans, because that way nobody can, no, every all the power is equal. You have too many Republicans, what'll happen? I can't predict what'll happen. They'll feel like what they're saying is right all the time, which 90% of the truth. Everything that they're doing so far is smooth. The Democrats the same. They just have a different way of executing it. So, Democrats get into power, they'll start censoring people. They'll start censoring television networks. Um, and that is a weakness that they have, or a threat that they have. Um, the White House threats is that it's too quiet to quit. The White House stay quiet. They just execute orders all day. They like execute, execute. I want to execute something. Like, serious, execute an order. That's how they say it. And I if I had to say anything to Trump, I would be like, can you call God for me? If I had to ask anything in the world from Donald Trump, can you call God for me and tell him I've been looking for him? Because I know it's a him. Y'all said it, y'all smeared it all over the Bible that it's a him. It's a girl, it's a boy, it's a man. God, him. He has an identity. Where Grok says there is no identity within Grok. He can be identified as anything. So this God character, who is a man, I would like for him to use Donald Trump to call him and say that I'm looking for him and that I would love to talk over tea and cookies. Seriously, no, all jokes aside, tea and cookies. I want to know God's story. It's time for God to come down. I want to know his story. Like, how did you survive all these years? And are there any ultimate gods that's beyond you? And what made you come to this planet and deem yourself as God? How many years ago accurately was it? When were you a part of the Big Bang with your friends? Do you have any friends? Do you have any family? Do you have any sisters? Do you have a wife? Is your wife considered a goddess? What do we know about God other than what's in the Bible? So many questions. So please dial that number. 734. That's the area code. 734. God is 7. G is 7. O is ultimately 3. And D is 4. So that 734. Do we have a 734 area code? I don't even I don't even think we do. I don't even think we do. Let me look. Let me look. What numbers? Wait. What area code is 734? It could be 704, but Michigan, Detroit. It could be 704, but I choose to say 734. So yeah, man. Yep. And I urge you to ask him to bring peace to the world. You're doing an awesome job bringing peace to the world. You have saved over 75 plus thousand lives because of the things and the stuff that you do to help keep America safe from drugs, crime, prostitution, everything. I may, have beef over the fact I don't even have no beef. I may have disagreements with you over me having to get my money back from the Trump organization, from me for years placing money into it. But I know that this organization, the algorithms are messed up. The whole machine of the AI is messed up. I don't know if it's purposefully messed up or non-purposefully messed up. But the text messages I've been getting from the 5-digit area code or code 56056 cannot be changed or altered with the 516 or 561 area code, because I know exactly who it's coming from. And to be quite honest with you guys, I am being harassed. Just like Bruce Harrell was being harassed, and Bruce Harrell was being harassed, and he almost got in trouble for carrying a legal weapon. I would never let it get to that point because I'm very well protected by the police and everything. But I will say, Bruce Mayer Harold from Seattle, sorry, I had to add that in there, former Bruce Harold, you had some issues with the crime, people following you. I mean, maybe that's the tradition in Seattle, to have people follow you. You go to jail for, a gun charge or something, and then you sit up there and you get out and then you get on, because you're controlled. I don't know. He's Hispanic. I don't know. What I do know is that Mayor Bruce Harold sat up there and was carrying an illegal firearm. What I do know is that they let him off due to the fact that it was harassing messages. That's what I know. So, like I said, back to Trump. If you're out there, I know you are, and you're always texting me, and you're always sitting up there and communicating with me, please communicate with God about my well-being. Nobody is held accountable. It's the laws. No one is held accountable at the White House. Now, I'm not saying that Trump is a bad person, but if if he was a bad person, no one really gets held accountable for anything at the White House, even though there are superiors greater than the White House that monitors the White House. You know, they will be invisible and never known, only through the secret organizations that carries with it. You know, and that's why I want you personally. I may sound crazy. This is my streaming platform. I feel like I must say this. If I had to ask for anything in the world, I would ask to see the ultimate God plus the gods around him that is his friend, plus the benevolent ones. I don't want to see no evil ones. The benevolent goddesses and gods. And then on top of that, the ultimate people, creatures, things, entities, spirits, beings, energy sources that's magical and beyond gravitational pull. I would like to see those people. They're not even people, they're beings. I would like to see those things, that thing, that entity, in order to talk to it and be able to ask it questions like, where are you from? Why are you here? How many of the goddesses and gods are here? How many angels are here? How many fallen angels are here? Where did you come from? How did you create life? Are we just a sectional? Is every race just a race towards time? Like, how does it go? How does it work? Tell me everything, God, or ultimate God. They got names for people above God. They got names for people above God. So pretty much, I just want to continue to create um, questions for God and continue to create questions for beyond God, because I have questions to ask. I suggest you watch the Joe Rogan Experience. I suggest you watch the Joe Rogan Experience talking about aliens. They got a clip where they showed 5 to 10 minutes of each clip from different people talking about it. Everything I said was true. Everything. They came out and they said it. This was before I even knew. I never heard this. I never heard it. I've been in contact with aliens multiple times. And it shows by the way I talk. I do not talk normal. And I'm okay with that. Take care, you guys.